Oh, there you are, YouTube. Happy Oscar Day. We got a strange situation here. The Oscars are on an hour earlier than normal, and it's like what daylight saving spring forward day. So the kids are up and the Oscars are about to start. I don't know how we're gonna do this. This is gonna be rough putting them to bed during the commercial breaks. So here we are watching the red carpet with the kids. This is their first Oscars that they've ever watched. Again, we're gonna get them to bed, but yeah, we got the red carpet. We got Key here, who won last year. This is really awesome. We got a favorite here, Paul Giamatti. Very exciting to see him possibly win. I mean, he probably won't, but I would love it if he did. We're getting so close to go time. Look at that, 7.5 minutes.
What does that mean?
It means the Oscars are about to start. This is just the red carpet right here. All right, it's about to start. You ready?
Yeah!
Right now.
Right now.
All right, I'm so happy to be here.
They're saying goodbye.
Congratulations.
What is
The
it?
Oscars.
Oh.
These messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Do you want to see what the world is really like?
Yes.
I find the world a complicated place.
You're so beautiful.
I know. I was just thinking that.
Remember, it was like an old lady that we see in their movie.
Here it is. Look at that stage. Look at those colors. What do you think?
I like it. I love it.
You love it?
Very kind. Thank you. Thank you very much.
She likes it too. It's song. She's clapping.
Thank you for that partial standing ovation.
The house is falling apart, says Mom, as a gutter falls down from the roof. It's just got character, says Dad.
Story
Louie,
time.
Dad says. Bingo's watermelon.
$4 million movie. Like you can. There are so many people. I just feel so much joy being here. I felt so much joy making this movie, and I want other people to experience that joy. And they're out there. I promise you. The next Martin Scorsese's out there. The next Greta's out there. Both Greta's.
That part. It makes tears. Look. I danced into it. But I'm told.
Look at the stage is all pink.
Yay.
I forgot to mention that we also got pizza. Commercial break right now. Kids are dancing, playing with their stuffies. And I'm chowing down on this pizza. Through many commercial breaks, got the kids down. Billie Eilish just won Best Original Song. Was not expecting that. We ate the pizza. It's not all gone, but we'll have some leftovers. And now we have something called millionaire bars. It seemed appropriate for the Oscars. My wife made these. Here, take a look at them. We're going to eat them. Right here, millionaire bars. So what is this? We have chocolate on top, then a layer of oatmeal?
No, oh no, that's Rice Krispies.
Rice Krispies, and then
It's kind of like caramel.
caramel, and then pretzels?
Shortbread.
Shortbread underneath. Okay. So I was wrong on many accounts. I should have just let my wife talk. Also Oscar beers, too. Beers and chocolate bars. But look at that. These are the layers within this dessert that I'm about to eat. Can't wait to try it. Millionaire bars. Here we go. Ooh. I like the salt levels on that. Not in the caramel. Maybe salted caramel or something. Tasty. And it's over. Okay, Oscars are over. I'm down here ready to talk about them. The first thing I want to note is they went back to the presenting the awards to the actors the same way that they did. I think that was, well, when was that last time? 06, 07 or something like that. I can't remember now. But the year Hugh Jackman was the host, what they did was they had former winners come on stage, legendary actors come on stage, and then present the award to the winner. But what they did was those legends that were on stage would talk about each nominee, and I always thought that was really cool. But at the same time, it is really cool. I love it, and I've always loved it. I thought it was great, and I'm glad to see it return. But I guess the bad part is you don't get to see the performance. So there's that, which is kind of sad. You don't see like a clip, the Oscar clip. You don't see that, unfortunately. But I don't know. I thought that was cool to see it. I love seeing those legendary actors on stage presenting the award and giving time to each of the nominees. It's really cool, even though we miss out on some of their performances. And let's see, Kimmel was fine. He was good, I guess. There was no, musical numbers or anything like that in terms of like from the host. I always like a song and dance person that's hosting. I like that type of stuff. I like more montages also. We got montages, but I'm into that stuff. And it was a shorter show, I think, than typical, but I think that makes a lot of people happy. If it was 5 hours, I'd be fine. I'd be content because I love the Oscars. So that sort of thing's never bothered me. But yeah, I think I'll go through these awards and maybe I'll recall some stuff from the show to talk about. But yeah, here we go. All right, I'm going to start with, I'm just going to be on Wikipedia reading these off. Let me twist my camera a little bit so I can see this a little bit better. But best visual effects, Godzilla -1, which I haven't even seen that movie yet, but I just think it's so cool because that was like Godzilla. That was like the first Godzilla movie to ever be nominated for an Oscar, if I hear correctly. And it won, and that's like the only nomination a Godzilla movie's ever gotten. And not only did it get that nomination, but it also won, so that was cool. It was up against The Creator, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Mission Impossible, and Napoleon. Let's get into best costume design. So the winner was Poor Things, which I think is a good one, but the costume design, I mean, I liked a lot of these. Barbie had good costumes. Killers of the Flower Moon had great costumes. Napoleon, from what I saw in the trailers, had great costumes. Oppenheimer, I mean, that's great also. It's not as far back or as ornate, but, the accuracy, they still have to go for the accuracy. So that was all good. I think that was a really good category, but, I kind of expected Poor Things to win, especially after seeing it, because it just... it was very ornate, very decorative, very over the top. You had all that stuff sort of going on, very genre in some parts, like with Willem Dafoe's character. So there was a lot of cool things going on. Best film editing, we had Poor Things, Killers of the Flower Moon, The Holdovers, Anatomy of a Fall, and the winner was Oppenheimer. I think usually when it comes to film editing, whatever you think is going to win Best Picture is most likely going to win film editing. That just is a lineup that usually happens. So I just predicted Oppenheimer because I knew Oppenheimer is going to be the Best Picture winner. So yeah, but editing, Poor Things, Killer Flower Moon, Holdovers, Anatomy of a Fall, I don't know. They're all fine. None of them, in terms of editing, stood out. Maybe Oppenheimer did, actually, probably the most. Yeah, so maybe I would get, deserves and the prediction. I didn't really predict this year, though. I haven't done it in a couple years. I used to go really deep into that stuff, but I don't know. I just kind of like watching it now. Okay, let's get into, maybe I'll get back into that next year. It depends on the time I have. Next we have Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Now I don't think I'm doing this in the order that I know I'm not doing it in the order that the Oscars did it. So if you're expecting that, I apologize. This is just how I'm rating it off of this webpage I'm on. So Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Poor Things won. I would not have voted for that. What else was up? Golda, don't know that movie. Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Society of the Snow. So makeup, I actually probably would have gone Maestro, because the way Bradley Cooper looked when he was Leonard Bernstein as an old man, the older portion that we see, where he is an older person, That was incredible. That was so incredible. That was like some of the best I've ever seen, actually. So that alone, where I was like, it was jaw dropping. I would have voted for that, but maybe Poor Things next would have been fine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a heavy opinion other than, well, I guess I do. I would say Maestro there. I would have given Maestro, and I didn't like that movie. When I ranked all the Best Picture winners, I had Maestro at the very bottom. I liked the craft of it, though. I just didn't care. I don't know. It didn't grip me in any way, but I did like the craft, especially the makeup, but also a lot of the film form. Best cinematography went to Oppenheimer. It was also up against El Conde, Killers of the Flower Moon, which had great cinematography. Maestro. I liked a lot of the cinematography in Maestro. And then Poor Things. I liked a lot of the cinematography in Poor Things, but I also felt some of the cinematography in Poor Things, it felt similar to the Favorite. And the Favorite, it all sort of made sense to me, but here it didn't. It seemed a little bit more arbitrary. It was beautiful, but it felt a little bit more arbitrary. And sometimes the peephole stuff that was going on, I don't know, I wasn't as into that. Best production design, we had Oppenheimer, Napoleon, Killers of the Flower Moon, Barbie, and Poor Things. It was just clear and obvious that Poor Things was going to win after I saw it. Early beforehand, before I saw the picture, I was thinking, you know, it could be Barbie. Could be Barbie. But no, after you watch Poor Things, you know it's going to be Poor Things. Best sound. This one was awesome. I was really excited about this one. I didn't know where this could go because a lot of times action movies win this. A lot of time war films, but different types of war films win this. But Zone of Interest won, which was great because I felt like the sound was very tied to the themes of the movie, what the movie was about. And the themes, is that right? Was it tied to the themes? I don't know. It just had a very important place in the picture, more so than just, you know, we're trying to make sure this action sequence seems believable, you know, that sort of thing. But it was up against Oppenheimer, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1, Maestro, and a lot of times music movies win also, but I still didn't expect Maestro to win, and also The Creator, which I hadn't seen. But Zone of Interest, that was the one I was rooting for, that was the one I wanted to win, and I think I was, I guess, just predicting it probably also just because it seemed to tie in so much to the story of the movie. Let's move on to Best Original Song. Now this one very much surprised me. How does this look if I go over here? Maybe I'll do that for a little bit, just a little different of a different camera angle. So Best Original Song, we had oh man, I don't know how to say that. I'm gonna try and say this. Apologies for butchering it. Wazhazi. I'm sorry, I'm probably ruining that. Wazhazi. A Song for My People from Killers of the Flower Moon. That performance was great, so I guess I'll talk about the performances. That performance was awesome. Really loved that. Loved seeing that. And as I was singing it, I was like, you know, this would be really cool if this won. And then we had It Never Went Away from American Symphony. I'm trying to even remember watching that one. Which one was that? Then we had I'm Just Ken from Barbie, which was awesome. That was really cool to see. Ken started from his, or not Ken, Ryan Gosling started singing from his seat where he was sitting because, you know, he's also nominated and he's in Barbie. He started singing and then from his seat and then got up and got on stage, and it was this awesome, really cool production number. And that was the one I was expecting to win. I thought it would be a great win, a fun win. Yeah. And then after that we had The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot. Diane Warren, you know, they always nominate her. She has an honorary Oscar. I'd love to see her win a competitive Oscar, but, you know, for something like I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, you know, from Armageddon, that would have been a fun win. Can't remember what it was up against, though. I think it was Prince of Egypt, There Can Be Miracles, When You Believe, or whatever. So, I don't know. Good competition, but I don't know. Anytime that Aerosmith song is on, I'm cranking it up. But then the winner was also, it was from Barbie, but it was What Was I Made For, that slower song, that very emotional song. And I know that song made my wife cry when we were watching that movie. So it may have done that to a lot of people, but that one was in the back of my mind, especially because Billie Eilish was just like coming off of an Oscar win. She's very young, two of them, so closely together. Was it back to back? I think it was back to back. Two wins like that was just like so surprising and unexpected, and just I'm Just Ken was just like a sensation. So I thought maybe people would vote for it, but it didn't happen. What Was I Made For did. So people were going over maybe the art rather than the glitz, but I think there's art in I'm Just Ken as well. So anyway, let's move the camera once more. Now we're going to go to Best Original Score. We had Poor Things, which I thought would have been a really fun, unique win because that score was strange, and I liked that it was strange, and I think I heard some theremin in it, and anytime I hear theremin, I'm here for it. Then we had Killers of the Flower Moon. That one was great. That was a posthumous nomination. Robbie Robertson. And then we have John Williams for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I don't know, like a legacy win. Maybe people thinking, well, it's going to be his last Indiana Jones. Let's give him that nomination. Maybe it was deserved. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. Then we had American Fiction. And then we had Oppenheimer. Oh, which was Ludwig Göransson, who's just like the composer now, right? Like he won for, I think, Black Panther. He won, or he does the stuff for The Mandalorian. It's just like, I mean, he's just knocking it out of the park left and right and just winning awards. He's like the new like king of scores right now. So yeah, for Oppenheimer, I thought that was a good win. Love the Oppenheimer score, but I also would have been very cool with Poor Things winning just because it's not regular at all. It is strange. Next we have Best Animated Short. Didn't see any of those. I'll just tell you who won. It was War Is Over, inspired by the music of John and Yoko. Dave Mullins and Brad Booker, but also Sean Lennon was up there to receive the award, which was really cool to see him spit an image of his father. Then we have Best Live Action Short, which was The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, which was directed by, or made by, produced by, I don't know who gets this award. I mean, Wes Anderson directed it, but also so that was his first Oscar. Wes Anderson has an Oscar. He wasn't even there to collect it. Can you believe it? And also it was a 4 short. I like the way they handled that. I thought that was funny when they were like, at the end of it, when they read off the names, are like, we knew you could do long form. It's great that you can do short films too. But yeah, Wes Anderson has an Oscar for a short film. Next is the Best Documentary Short. Winner was The Last Repair Shop. Ben Proudfoot and Chris Bowers. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't get to watch any of the shorts. Best Documentary Feature Film. The winner was 20 Days in Maripol. Didn't see it, so I don't know. Sorry. Best International Feature Film. The winner was Zone of Interest, which I guess you can expect because it was nominated for Best Picture. That's usually what's going to happen there. If that foreign language film, or if that international film is up here in the Best Picture category, it's most likely going to win the international feature film also. Best Animated Feature. Here I didn't really know what to do. I didn't predict it until like they read all the names, and I was like, maybe you'll go to Spider-Verse again. But I had no clue. So we had Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and then we had Robot Dreams, and then we had Nimona, then we had Elemental, which I did watch. So I think Elemental is the only one I did watch. Wish was not up there. I feel bad for Disney for not getting Wish in there. I mean, that was their 100-year celebration film, and it wasn't even nominated. Yikes. Ugh. Speaking of Disney, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. But the winner was Miyazaki, right? Miyazaki, how exciting is that? For The Boy and the Heron. He was not there to collect the award. Next was Best Adapted Screenplay. American Fiction was our winner. That was an exciting win. You could say maybe that was unexpected because you had some heavy hitters like Barbie and Oppenheimer in there. And Poor Things, was doing very well tonight. Zone of Interest obviously was doing well. But here's the thing. So they didn't spread a lot of wealth, but American Fiction did win the BAFTA. So, that kind of opened up the very strong possibility that it could have won, and it did win the BAFTA, so it also won here. Okay, next we have Best Original Screenplay. This one was a surprise to me. I wasn't expecting this. So we had Past Lives, May December, Maestro, Holdovers, and Anatomy of a Fall. And I actually thought it was going to go to Holdovers. So I was wrong on that one. Anatomy of a Fall won, and I was like, oh, wow, wasn't expecting that. But again, my prediction game wasn't like me heavily thinking about it. It was just kind of, after they first gave out the nominations, I thought about it for a split second, and then hadn't again until they were reading the nominations, and I was like, that one will probably win. But I was wrong on that one. All right, let's get into some of these acting categories, or all of these acting categories. Now we're in Best Supporting Actress. We had Jodie Foster for Naiad, which I have not seen. America Ferrera for Barbie. Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple. Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, and then Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. And Divine won, and I loved her speech. It was so good. It was so wonderful. And then watching Paul Giamatti walk her up the steps, helping her up the stairs, was just amazing. Her speech was so good. They showed a clip of Paul Giamatti afterwards, and he had a tear in his eye, and then I did too. I was crying. And like my kids, when they saw Paul Giamatti, they were like, why is he crying? Why is he crying? Or why is she actually, first they were talking about Devine, and then Paul Giamatti, and then they're like, what's the crying? And we're like, happy tears, happy tears. And then I was like, look, I have one right here dropping. And they're like, oh, what's with this guy? Okay, so that was a really great win. And let's see, Best Supporting Actor. Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. I thought he was great. He was great in watching that. That was like, I think, one of his best performances. And then we had Ryan Gosling for Ken in Barbie. Robert De Niro in Killers of the Flower Moon. He was so good. Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction. And then Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. Robert Downey Jr. was so good. But I honestly would have gone with Robert De Niro. I think Robert De Niro gave the best performance of the ones that I saw, which was all of them. I did see all of those, yeah. I think he gave the best. Then probably Mark Ruffalo. So the way I would rank these would be Robert De Niro, Mark Ruffalo, then Robert Downey Jr., then Ryan Gosling, then Sterling K. Brown is probably how I would rank those. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I would do. But, very happy for Robert Downey Jr., great narrative behind him winning also. I thought like his acceptance was a little weird. He seemed a little, I don't know, smug the right word or something? I don't know. It was weird the way he kind of, his speeches have been a little weird. Just kind of, I mean, it was like he has a little Tony Stark still in him, sort of thing. But anyway, he did amazing in that. I thought that was a great acting job by him. All right, next we have, Best Actress. Emma Stone did not want to win. Emma Stone won, and it was, she did not want to win this. She didn't want to take that away from Lily Gladstone. I mean, gosh, it was like, supposedly a race between the two of them. And, I mean, I think it was clear Emma Stone, she has won already. And Lily Gladstone has not. And Emma Stone's been nominated, multiple times, and yeah, I think she was, feeling bad that she won. How many times has Emma Stone been nominated? Maybe I'm wrong. How many times has she been nominated? I'm trying to think. I mean, I think they even mentioned it in the broadcast, but anyway, the nominees were Carey Mulligan for Maestro, then Sandra, how do you say it, Huller, I'm going to say Huller, Anatomy of a Fall, then Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, Annette Bening for Naiad, which I haven't seen, then again, Emma Stone for Poor Things. Emma Stone did great. I probably also would have voted for her, but I know she did not want to win. It was clear. You could see it on her face. And then I think another time when she won, what was it, another award show that I was watching where she won, it was clear she did not want it. She was like, give it to Lily. Give it to Lily. Come on. Come on, there are obviously more roles for me out in the world. There aren't going to be as many for Lily. Let's make this happen. So yeah, I thought she did a good speech. Her dress was broken. She, broke through the more dramatic side of her speech and threw in some comedy as well. But yeah, I probably would have voted for her too. For me, yeah. I think I would have after watching the movie. I thought she was great in it. And to see the transformation she made, wow. From the beginning to the end, amazing. Okay, Best Actor, we have Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Coleman Domingo for Rustin. I have not seen Rustin. The other ones, I love Jeffrey Wright, but I probably wouldn't have voted for him. I love Giamatti also, and I probably wouldn't have voted for him. Those two I was wrestling with so much because I just love them as actors so much. But Cillian Murphy, I like him, but I don't like, he's not somebody I say is my favorite actor, but I just think he's the guy that deserves it, and he's the guy that won. So congrats to him for winning. He's the one that I think did deserve it, and he did end up winning. So I think the Academy did get it right there. But it was hard for me not to, root for the other two guys. I was rooting for them, but I knew it wasn't going to happen, that sort of thing. And if I thought about if I had a ballot and I was doing my ballot based on who I think deserved it, it would have been Cillian Murphy is who I would have marked. But it would have been hard and sad for me not to write down Jeffrey Wright or Paul Giamatti, because I love both of them so much. They're two of my favorite working actors right now. All right, what are we at now? Best Director. So we had Jonathan Glazer for Zone of Interest. And then we had Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things. And then Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon. Justine, was it Trio? I don't know how to say it. For Anatomy of a Fall. And then Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. And I think probably, the best director who won. So it was Christopher Nolan. So Christopher Nolan, I think, did deserve it for sure. That was a massive undertaking, very ambitious movie, and I think he knocked it out of the park. Yorgos would have been a cool one also. I actually would have been cool with any of these winning. I love all of these movies. All of them are in my top. When I ranked all of these the other day, was that just yesterday? All of those movies were in the top portion where I was kind of like, I just love all of these. I love all of these. So, yeah. That would have been cool with any of them winning. And then we go to Best Picture. We had The Zone of Interest. We had Poor Things. We had Past Lives. We had Maestro. We had Killers of the Flower Moon. We had Holdovers. We had Barbie. We had Anatomy of the Fall. We had American Fiction. And we had the winner, which was Oppenheimer. We knew it. We knew Oppenheimer was going to win. We went back and chased this movie down for 4 days to try and buy it because we knew it was the Best Picture winner, and we needed to add it to the Best Picture collection right there. I have every single Best Picture winner in my collection right there, and we need to add this one to the collection. So yeah, overall, I think it was a great Oscars. It was really interesting to watch a portion of it with my kids. They were showing a lot of appreciation for it, as well as getting antsy and dancing around. But they just kept being like, I love the Oscars, and sometimes they would sit and watch, and that was cool. And their excitement for it got me excited for their possible excitement for it in the future when they can sit down and watch these movies, and I can show them the movies and we can sit and watch the Oscars together, because it's my favorite night of the year, and I'd love to be able to spend that time with my daughters watching the movie, watching the movies that are nominated, and then also watching the Oscars with them. I look forward to that day, and I hope the excitement they showed for it today continues into the years where they're older and they are able to watch those movies. So that was really nice. That was really cool. Their first Oscars was so the year they were born. The movie to win was Parasite. So that was really cool. Their first Oscar movie was Parasite. So yeah, all right. That did it. It was Oppenheimer. We knew it. Everybody knew it. I mean, this was an easy one. This was steamrolled its way to the top, and it had this one clinched. And it was cool to see Nolan finally get this. I think, the year he made Interstellar, had he won for Interstellar, or the movie Interstellar won, I think that would have been cool. I really liked Inception too. That was a really good one also. He'd been nominated for a handful of times, I think, or I don't know how many times has he been nominated. What did they say? They said, the one with the tattoos everywhere. Memento was his first nomination when for screenplay. So yeah, it was cool to finally see him win. We've been watching this guy's career for a long time, and to see this happen was really awesome. But yeah, I liked the show. It was good. I always like the show, though. It's rare when I'm like, oh, this was bad. Although the announcing Oppenheimer the winner, though, Al Pacino, did he mess up? Because I know they announced the films throughout the ceremony for Best Picture, but don't they also read them one more time really quickly? Did Al Pacino forget to do that? Because he didn't do it, but was he supposed to do it? That's what I want to know. Was he supposed to do it? I don't know, because the way he came out there and read it, that was weird. And it was given some strange, Moonlight vibes in a way. Not that he was reading the wrong thing, but just that he was confused up there. And it's like, I don't think we should have confused people up there. We need people sharp as a tack reading the Best Picture winner. My eyes see Oppenheimer, or what did he say? So yeah, I don't know. I think he was supposed to run through the winners again. Maybe not, but it seemed like he should have. But I don't know. That was strange. It just made a strange ending. Not as strange as the one where they ended with Anthony Hopkins win for Best Actor, hoping it was not going to be Anthony Hopkins. Oh my goodness. Remember when they thought Chadwick Boseman, he was going to win posthumously? So they saved Best Actor for the last award. Oh, that was such a bad way to do that. Oh gosh, what was the Academy thinking? Anyway, that was a past year. We're here to say congratulations to all the winners, and Oppenheimer for winning Best Picture. Let's go add this to the collection back there. Let's go. Come on, let's go. All right, Oppenheimer has been added to the collection. So, what did you think of the Oscars? What did you think of the wins? What did you think of the losses? What did you think of the presenters? What did you think of the host? What did you think of the jokes? I want to know all that stuff. Let me know in the comments below. I very much appreciate you watching, and perhaps we'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.